Hey YouTube, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the shop, the garage. Today we're working on the Husqvarna Supermoto. Needs an oil change and some maintenance, some upgrades. We're going to do some of those things, get it ready for a camping trip next weekend. Stay tuned for that video. So let's jump right in. Let's go over the things we're going to do, the things we're going to upgrade, the maintenance we're going to complete, and let's get after it. Okay, so just to be clear, this is not going to be a how-to video. There's a ton of how-to videos on the internet on how to do all these things on YouTube and everywhere else. So if you hopefully can't hear my fans, again, I live in Florida. It's 1,000 degrees out right now, and it just rained, so it's super humid. But things we're going to do, some HRBs, handguards, must have on a Supermoto. Anybody who's running a motard without them, man, good on you, but I'm not that guy. I run handguards. I like how they look. I like the protection they give me and the bike. I'm not running without them. We're going to do some Supermoto axle sliders. You've seen people use skateboard wheels. I actually have a video on using skateboard wheels for axle sliders. This is an early 2000s, 2009 model. So what better axle slider skateboard wheel to use than an early 2000s style Spitfire? Should go well with the bike. And then of course thread rod and locking flange nuts for that. For the people that want to know, it is let's see here, 3/8 24 and then 3/8 16 flange nuts. Also going to knock out an oil change, of course, using Motool 15W60. The bike calls for 10W60. The 15W, a lot of people think that W is for winter. I'm sorry, for weight. 15 weight 60. That's not true. W actually is for winter. This bike doesn't see winter. It's in Florida, so the bottom number doesn't matter. I could run straight 60 and it'd be just fine. The clutch cable on that bike is a little stiff, so we're gonna try to help it out with a little bit of chain lube. Hopefully that'll help. And then we're gonna get our bags all mounted up. These are some Tusk bags. I don't remember which ones they are. I'll put a link in the description. It's the smallest Tusk bags. I've had them a while. I'm not sure I've even ever used them, maybe once. But we're gonna do like an ultra light, ultra high speed Supermoto Motocamping trip next weekend into the woods here in Central Florida. Also, one thing we're gonna do on this bike is adjust the chain. The chain is way too loose. I get it. Big dirt bike should have a loose chain. This chain has way too much slop in it, so we're going to do a chain adjustment and make sure tire pressures are good. And we're going to clean it real good too. There's a lot of like kind of grime. I don't know how a bike with so few miles can be so grimy. Well, I know how. It's because somebody overlubed the crap out of the chain, and it flung grease all over everything. So we're going to fix all that too, clean her up, get her ready for the road and a moto camping trip next weekend. Okay, let's talk about tools. Man, tools are so important. If you're going to work on your own stuff, buy good tools. You can buy some Harbor Freight stuff, go for it. If you're just a little weekend warrior, but if you're going to work on your own bikes and you're going to work on your own cars, your own equipment and everything, buy good tools. Find a Snap-on guy, a Mac guy. Trust me, buy once, cry once, buy good tools, never look back. It's all got a lifetime guarantee on it, and you can definitely tell a difference. So for this, Snap-on half-inch drive. I lost my big metric sockets. I moved and haven't found them. So luckily, the 1/16 works perfect. So here we go. Once you loosen that nut, you don't have to take the axle all the way out. You just need it loose enough that the axle can slide back and forth. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to take this chain guard off. The chain guard on this bike is plastic. You know, I kind of get why it's there. I'm not going to run a chain guard. I keep a pretty clean chain, so not really necessary. There's one in the front too, by the motor. The engine. For you PC people, you PC mechanics out there. And that guy is a little more necessary because I don't like my pant legs getting caught. That's grease on the wheel, because whoever owned this bike before me greased the tar out of this chain. I don't know why, but we're gonna ditch the chain guard. We're gonna clean the chain. Oh man, look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a big old blob of grease. I don't know why this chain is so greasy and oily the way it is, but we're gonna ditch the chain guard, clean the chain, and move forward from there on adjusting it. Simple to adjust. Just loosen these lock nuts, back these back. This moves the axle back and forward. As you move the axle back, you can just use a little micrometer right here, measure on each side so they're equal. Piece of cake. The chain guard is held on with a couple 8mm bolts. We'll pop those out real quick. Don't lose the washer. There's 3 bolts that hold the chain guard on, and the most forwardmost bolt also holds the chain guide on, so we're gonna put that one back in. While I'm over here, I'm going to adjust this brake line guide. It's like it's a little rotated just slightly out of place, and it's got the brake line running a little close to the tire for comfort for me. She gone. Alright, let's look at this chain. The chain on this actually is not too bad. It's probably pretty good. It's just filthy. We could probably tension it just ever so slightly. I think I will just tighten it just a hair. But, I mean, the 3-finger test, you know, everybody likes to do the 3-finger test. It's probably half a finger widths too loose. So we'll tighten it up just a touch. And then I'm gonna get to cleaning. And hopefully this will all look a lot nicer. You need a 12 to break the lock nut loose, and then a 10 to turn the adjuster. It doesn't take much. Like, that was maybe a half a turn, and I'm probably there. Yeah, half a turn and I'm there. So this is not, I'm not moving this side anymore. So I got my chain tension where I want it. So what you do is, once you have your chain tension where you want it, I like to give the back of the wheel a good tap, like a good hit, to make sure I've got the axle seated all the way into the adjuster. Like smack it with my shin a little bit or something. It doesn't take much to move it forward. I've got the axle super loose. Then I'll take my 10 and I'll hold the adjuster right where I want it. And then I'll use the 12 to tighten down the lock nut. And just like that. 3 fingers right at the tire. Perfect. Good amount of slop still, but not like every time I go to accelerate, the chain is like jumping and the bike's like wah 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 wah. Like every time you go to accelerate, you're loading the chain up. So now, when I sit on the bike, it should put just enough tension in the chain, but still be loose enough that if I go off a jump or something, compress the suspension. As the suspension comes up, once it hits its neutral point, perfectly level, that's its max. And then above that, the chain will start to go loose again because it moves on a pivot. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. So what I like to do is I like to use a precision measuring tool, whatever you've got, even if it's just a machinist ruler. I'm at 15.5 millimeters total extension. Let me check again, maybe it's 15.2. 15.2. So what I do is I come over to this side, and on this side what I'll do is I'll run it in to 15.2. Just like that. Both sides are exactly the same. Look, you can get within a half a millimeter, it's not going to make a difference, but the closer you get it, the better. Very carefully so you don't run your hand into the chain or into the sprocket. We're just going to start cleaning the heck out of this chain. Oh yeah, this chain is gross. I used to have like one of those real fancy chain brushes too, but I have no idea what happened to it. I lost it in a move. Probably should have ordered another one, but this will get us by. When you lubricate your chain, man, you don't have to use a lot. And use something like chain wax. Use something that's made for chains, you know? Stuff that's made to take care of the O-rings if you have an O-ring chain. This is just like as worse as it could be. That's why motorcycle maintenance, man. It's so important that you do your maintenance properly. You know, you take care of it in the garage and out on the highway. When you're running wide open. Freaking Valentino Rossi in the corner with your leg out, 35 miles an hour. If you use a cleaner like this, it's kind of like petroleum oil based. Make sure, man, if you get it on the tire, go slow when you start out, because that tire is going to be slick. I don't know if it shows up on the video how much cleaner it is, but man, it makes a huge difference. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know who did this poor bike. Man, don't treat your motorcycle like your Huffy. Learn how to maintain it right, man. There's a million videos. Like, even the sprockets are just caked in grease. The sprockets. Even the spokes are caked in grease. It's crazy. But guys, there's no excuse in 2025. Just go on YouTube, man. Watch a video like this. Take the time. Keep it clean. Keep the corrosion off. It matters. I promise it matters. It makes a difference. And it shows, like, man, you take pride in your stuff. Like, take some pride in your things, you know? I don't know about you guys, but I work hard for my money. So if I spend it on something like this, you better believe I'm going to take care of it. You better believe it's going to be looking good, running good, and be right. There you go. Just like that, we clean. Once you get your chain adjusted, chain and sprocket cleaned, don't forget to torque your axle nut. I'm old school. I used to really like a digital torque wrench. I used to run Snap-on digital torque wrenches. I actually just gave my last Snap-on digital torque wrench away to a guy I used to work with at a Honda dealer. He's a young new tech. Torque spec on this is 104 foot-pounds, allegedly. Just like that, torqued. One thing I like to do, guys, is clean as I go. This garage is kind of a mess right now, but that's in part because I'm going through a lot of things from a move, preparing for potentially another move. We'll do a toolbox tour one of these days. Next on the agenda, we'll do these axle sliders. What do you think? I've got a whole video I did on how to do these skateboard wheel Supermoto axle sliders. I'll put a link to that video maybe over there if I figure out how to do it. I don't know how to do that. Or I will put it in the description, comments of the video, first comment, and in the description. Yeah, we'll just put that guy right there, that bad boy right there. This is like the easiest and coolest upgrade you can do to your motard, I promise. All you need to cut thread rod is a death wheel. All right, guys, and just like that, the old skateboard wheel Supermoto axle slider is complete. This one, if you look close enough, you'll see that I had to clearance the back of the wheel a little bit. That's normal sometimes. Sometimes you gotta just chunk a little bit of the plastic off. And you're looking real good. Looks cool and serves a purpose. We call that first cool and second cool. First cool serves a purpose. Second cool makes you feel good because it looks cool. All right, next on the agenda is this abysmal clutch lever. I've got the adjuster spun like all the way out. Not sure how much is left. Oh, there's a decent amount left in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to lubricate this clutch lever. Easy. Run this little ferrule all the way in. Just to like there. Line up your grooves. Once you get the clutch cable free, you can use one of these cool tools. First, take a rag and put it down here because you're going to have a bunch of lube, cable lube come out. Easier to get from this side. There we go. So this tool is pretty cool. This is for lubing cables. It's pretty simple how it works. Insert the cable as such. Once you have the tool on there, you can support it with a rag because it will leak a little bit. Cram your hose in the hole. You can hear it come out of the bottom down there. Just keep it going, man. You want to flush a lot of that old stuff out. You put new lube in. Just like that, you're done. Freshly lubed cable. Lube. Alright, now that the cable's back in, let's talk about cable swap. If you like your cable, if you like your clutch lever to be back close to the grip, you can leave some slop in there if you want. Your lever will bounce around a little, but if you keep your two fingers on the lever, you can keep the tension out of it. I'm not that guy. I like, as soon as I, like, that amount of play is almost too much. I like, just as soon as I'm on the lever, I like this much. That's what I want to do to move. And even less to shift. So you'll see me, I'll wiggle this lever until there's almost no slop in it. I want there to be, some people say it's too tight. Nah, man. I have big hands. I got no problem reaching out and grabbing that lever. And then of course I'll adjust it. I'll leave it a little bit loose and then I'll adjust it on the road. Last but not least, I don't know if these will fit. We're about to find out. Well, that was the questionable one. little massaging, but they'll work. These are some thick handlebars. I'm gonna have to drill that out a little, I'm sure. I'm breaking out the big guns. The huge battery. Hello. Whoa. You look nice. And just like that, the handguards are installed. I would say they weren't easy to install, but they definitely weren't hard. I just had to drill out the handlebars a little bit. You can see the metal shavings that blew all over the place. But they look good, right for the era. Got them good and even. Yeah. Another pretty easy project down. Only thing left to do now is change the oil. Hey, okay, real quick. It's dark out and I'm wearing a different shirt, but same day, we went to Tampa and got dinner, and now we're home and it's about 11 o'clock p.m. So we're gonna go ahead and get that oil change done. It's the only thing left to do on the bike before the camping trip next weekend. So got everything ready, set up. Let's go ahead and get it done. Okay, now that the oil is screaming hot, first thing I like to do is put on rubber gloves, because that oil will burn the crap out of you. And on my right hand, I put on 2 rubber gloves, sometimes 3, because if you get some hot oil on your hand and it's burning you through the glove, you can rip that first glove off real quick, and it will keep you from getting burnt. A lot of times 2 gloves is thick enough too, you don't have to worry about it. It's not a big deal. I lied. It's not a 12, it's a 10. Ooh, we're spilling. That was an oil spill. The drain plug on this, hopefully that's in focus, looks really clean. It's magnetic, so you will see some debris on it. Clean as much of it off as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's doing its job. So I booked a campsite here in Central Florida for next weekend. And the whole goal for this upcoming camping trip is to show you how to moto camp as light and as easy as possible. Like, don't get me wrong, the chairs and stuff and the tables and all that a lot of guys take moto camping with them is pretty cool. But if you're on a bike like this, you should be able to have fun too. Your motorcycle, the type of bike you have, shouldn't stop you from moto camping. You don't need a big adventure bike. You don't need a dual sport. Most of my friends will tell you I got no problem taking my Harley off-road just as readily as I would take this off-road. Now, within reason, I'm not going to take the Harley off like jumps or without a bunch of single track or anything crazy, but I have no qualms with taking it down a dirt road or a gravel road, an old trail. I'm not going to like tear my frame up bottoming the thing out everywhere, but it's for go, not for show, right? We'll safety wire all this back up later. One thing I did that I didn't tell you about is I got a little chunk of aluminum under the side stand over there that I've got the bike propped up with, so it's a little closer to level. You definitely want to get your bike as close to level as possible. Oh gosh. Oh, I had them backwards. The Allen was a 10. The drain plug is a 12. Sick! Perfect fit. There's a big argument on the line on the internets about whether or not you actually need to drain both of these. Like, bruh, it takes an extra 2 minutes to drain the other one. Just do it, man. There's some oil coming out of there too. Alright, that oil looks clean. Alright, time for the filter. There's some screens on this bike as well, at least one. There might be two. I'm not going to worry about them this time around. I will get them on the next oil change though. I take, I'm going to say I take my oil changes very seriously, but as you can tell, I buy good oil. Ooh, my engine's hot. I buy good oil and I do my oil changes often. At least 3,000 miles. Oh. If not sooner. 3,000 miles or once a year. Just depends on how often I ride a bike. Not all bikes get ridden all the time. Don't lose the spring. There's the filter. Give it a quick inspection here. I don't see anything too alarming. No metal shavings or fragments. Just thick, oh nice, thick oil. Okay, little rubber, look at that. It's a sweaty finger, sweaty hand issue. There's a little O-ring there. You could put a little oil on that O-ring. It certainly wouldn't hurt. I don't think you need to. It gets pretty well soaked in oil, but like I said, it doesn't hurt. We'll just set that in there. Make sure your spring is good and centered. Alright, here's my favorite part of this whole operation. New oil. The cool thing about this Moto oil is it's green. It's green because how much money it costs you to buy it, you might as well just put those green dollar bills right into the engine. That's a clean funnel, by the way, even if the label looks ratty. Also, why doesn't American oil come like this? With this cool, like, boop. Why haven't we figured that out yet? Motool's like French, right? How did the Frenchies beat us on this? This video not brought to you by Motool. We're gonna start it up. Not sure if you can see the sight glass in there, but with the bike standing up, if anything, we are a touch over full. So, good enough. All right, guys, just like that, the maintenance, basic maintenance is done on the Husky. Added some handguards, did the oil change, adjusted the chain, and we are pretty well ready for motocamping next weekend. I definitely will grease those two Zerk fittings for the rear suspension, and I will set tire pressure before we leave. Easy stuff. I'll just do it right before we go, just to make sure it gets done. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me in the garage, here in the shop. Just a small garage. Big plans for the next place do include a bigger shop. I've always had a big shop at the house. This is probably one of the smaller ones I've had. Not a complaint. I'm very happy to have the space I have, but it's very limiting. So you'll probably see there's another bike back here. That's the KTM 300 two-stroke Supermoto. That is an ongoing project. Street legal, totally legal, in my name, everything. It's not like that. It just needs the engine rebuilt. The rear subframe's bent. That box has a subframe in it. So that's another project for another day. We got a motard here that runs, so we're gonna ride it. And then on a rainy day, we'll take that one apart and I'll take you along for the ride and the journey on that. So if you would like to, please subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff. You guys know it helps the algorithm put these videos out in front of more people. I'm racing to 1,000. I'm trying to get to 1,000 people. You know, that's like the magic number. But at like 500 people and then 1,000 people, your YouTube channel goes through these like periods of growth. YouTube takes you more seriously. You get monetized, which is cool. But the biggest thing is YouTube kind of takes your channel more seriously and starts to put you in front of more people. So that being said, again, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for coming to the shop and working on the Husky with me here. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.